Hello everyone, welcome to the Mercury Virtual. Hope you are doing good. Today I am going to continue with your same module, that is a website design module, and the same chapter, that is chapter number 5, that is the HTML formatting, that is how to apply the HTML formatting, or what are the various tools that is used for the applying that HTML formatting. So let's start with the previous class session, that is what you covered in the last class, then move to today's topic, that is next provision of the next part of the HTML tag, or next part of the HTML formatting tag that is used. So in the last class we have started with the chapter number 5, that is the HTML formatting, that is how to apply the HTML formatting, or what are the various concepts that is used to apply the HTML formatting, and how this HTML formatting is useful for using with the HTML and the XHTML. So if you are using a word processor, you are familiar. So if you are already used the word processor, that is the MS Word, so you are familiar with the ability to make the text bold, italic or underline. So it's a facility that is provided to make the text bold, italic on the underline. So that is the basic formatting tool that is available in the word processor, that is a bold, italic or underline. And there are just 3 or 10 of options that is available to indicate how there are 3 total 10 options that is available in the HTML and the XHTML, that is extensible HTML. In the last class I think we have discussed about the 5 to 6. Now remaining today I'm going to cover. So the first text, or the first tool, or the first option that is available is the bold text, that is how to make the text bold by using the control B in the word processor. In this we have to use a tag, that is a in the left angle bracket there is a B, right angle bracket, then whatever the content that I want to make the bold, that is placed over A, and the B will be closed. So this is the starting B, that is the starting tag, this is the closing tag. So this is the starting B, that is the opening B, or the starting tag, this is the closing tag. So in this the element is displayed in the bold as follows. This is one of the example. Then next is the italic, that is how to use the italic, that is the I component, that is italicized or make the content italic. Then underline, that is done by the U. Then strike, this is the strike, that is places the cursor as a strike. Then we will discuss about the italic text, that is how to make the text italic. That is done by the I, and that is done by the closing of the I. So that is done by the I tag that is used, that is displayed as a italic as shown below. So this is one of the example that we discussed about the italic. So that will make the word or the text something slant, that is done by the italic, that is done by the I tag. So one is a B tag that makes the word something thicker than the normal text. One is the italic that makes the text something slightly, we can say the slant, we can say the some tilt than the normal text, that is the italic text. This is the output of the italic. Then underline text, that is used for the underline, that is done by the U, that is the U tag, that is displayed with an underline as shown below. This is the underline text, this is the underlined word that is underlined with the use of the U tag. This is one of the example of the underlined word. Now next is the strike that we have discussed, that is that makes a line on the text, that makes the cutout on the text, that makes a word that is strike out, or that is strike through. That means a name will be strike out, that is the name will be cut out. That means the strike tag will be used to make the strike through on the content. So this is a strike through, this is the word that is given in the strike, so that is a strike through. It in this our line will be available on the strike through. Then monophase form that we have discussed, that makes the characters width exactly the same, whatever the character, that may be a W, that may be a M, that may be a L, any character that is used, that gives the same impact, that gives that display with the same width. For example, one of the example that is given is the uh, monospace word only that is used, and the font or the tag that is used is the TT tag. So TT tag is used for the monospace word, that is a similar words, similar characters or the similar words. In a monophase fonts, however, each letter has the same width, that is every letter has the same width. This will produce the following output, that is the following uses a monospace typeface. Now next is a superscript text, that is a superscript that is used with the SUP, that is a superscript element that is written in the superscript. The font size that is used is the same size as the character surrounding, but it displays half a character height above the other character. That is done by the superscript, that is done by the superscript content, that is done by the SUP. Suppose I want to display with the par, that is a 2 par 2, that 2 par 2, that is a part 2 is displayed with the help of SUP, that is a superscript text. So this is one of the example that is slightly higher. that is a slightly a higher text, that is superscript, that is shown with the help of the diagram or with the output that is available, as well as we have discussed in the last class, that is a 2 part 2, that is done by the superscript. In the same way, if I want to write the chemical reaction, that is a water, that is H2O, that means if I want to give I want to write some values within the base, that is done by the subscript. This is another example, that is a subscript. That means that element is written in the subscript, the font size used in the same as the character surrounded it, but it displayed half a character height beneath the other character. That is the height of the characters are slightly lower than the other characters. So this is the HTML, then head, then title, subscript, text example. Head will be closed, body will be open, then the following word uses a SUB. That means the subscript will be available at the bottom, that is the subscript. Now, next is tag, that is inserted tags that I'm going to start in the today's class, that is how to insert the text. Till now we have discussed, I think this example is left. So suppose I want to display or I want to execute this example. First of all, go to the notepad, simply paste the tag, use the Control S, that is save the file with any name, that is for example subscript.html. Put on the desktop, a new web we can say file will be generated. Now if I click on this one, it gives the output. Let's wait for the output. Now this is the output, that means the subscript that is given, that is in the bottom, that is in the base of the content, that is slightly higher than lower than the normal text. Now again, suppose I want to use SUB, that is SUB, that is a subscript, then we have to use, for example, H2O. So first of all I have to write H over here, then subscript, then numeric 2, then again the subscript will be closed, then there is a O, that is a H2O. Now let's see, put the Control S, go to there. Now press the F5. If I press the F5, a new line will be displayed, that is the H2O, because I've written the 2 in the subscript, that's why it is available in the subscript. This is a sub, and whatever the content that is available within the subscript, that is a 2, that will be available at the bottom. So this is H2O. O is there and the H is there, that is the H2O. Right, so this is one of the example, that is the document type is the HTML, then there will be a head, then HTML, then head, then title. What is the title? That is a subscript text example, then the title will be closed, then the head will be closed, then the body will be starting, then the P will be used, that shows the following word uses a sub, that is the following word uses a subscript example typeface, the P will be closed. That is the first line output. Then we are giving the H, normal H, capital H, then the 2 will be represented as the subscript, so we have write the subscript tag, then the 2, then the closing subscript of used, then there will be a O, so that will display the output as a H2O. Then the body will be closed and the HTML will be closed. So this is one of the example of the subscript, right? This is one of the example of the subscript. Now move back to this one. Now next tag that is used, that is the inserted text, that is how to insert the text. So anywhere or anything that appears within the inserted text element is displayed as inserted text. So whatever the element, whatever the criteria that is used, that is inserted within the text, that is the inserted text, that is displayed as a inserted text. This is one of the example, that is a doc type HTML, then the HTML will be used, head will be used, title will be used, that will display the content as a inserted text example. Then the title will be closed, then the head will be closed, then the body will be open. So till now the head will be closed. So first of all there will be HTML, then head, then the title, then the head will be closed. Then next is a body, that is a body part, then the P, that means the paragraph is used, then I want to drink. that is I want to drink, what do you drink, then the new tag will be used, that is the inserted tag or the nested tag, then the del, then the cola, then the del is used, then insert, that is the insert ins, then the wine will be used, then the p will be closed. So one is a delete the cola, then insert the wine, then the body will be closed, html will be closed. This is display I want to drink cola, cut it, and the wine will be displayed. Right? So this is used to insert the text, that is how to insert the text by using the tag that is the ins, that is the inserted text. Now if I want to execute this inserted text example, now go to the notepad again, put over here, save the file, what is the name of this program, that is the inserted dot htm, put on the desktop, simply go to the desktop, this is inserted.html. Now this is the example, this is the output. Basically the title is the inserted text example, that is available over here, the same. Then next is I want to drink del, that is delete the cola word, that is a cola, that will strike out, that is a deleted. Then insert the wine, then the wine will be inserted with the underline, so it will automatically underline the word whatever the content that we are giving in the insert text, that is the ins tag, so that will underline automatically. There is no requirement to use the u, then the slash u, no, there is no requirement, but this inserted text or the ins tag automatically, we can say, make the text as a underline. Right, this is the same output. Then next is the deleted text, that is how to delete the text. So anything that appears within the del and the closing of the del element is displayed as a deleted text. So whatever the element that are giving in the del tag, that are giving in the del opening and the closing del element, that is displayed as a deleted text. So first of all, there is a doc type HTML, then the HTML will be used, then the head will be used, then the title will be used, then we are giving the title, that is a deleted text example, that is the title that is giving. Then the head will be closed, and the body will be started, and in the body this is mentioned, that is I want to drink del cola, insert wine. This is we have discussed the same, because we have discussed already the same, that is what is the use of the del, that is done by the cola, the same example. Del is used to delete the content that is displayed as the deleted text. This is not deleted automatically or from the memory, no, but it is shown as a deleted content by putting the line on it. Now next is a larger text, that is how to make the text larger. So the tag that is used to make the larger text, that is the big, big. Yes, hello Joseph. Yes. Whenever I want to show that this word is cutted out, and in place of that word I have to show new word. For example, I've given you a paragraph for correcting out the mistakes. You use the del key, you use the del tag for looking out or for simplify that these words are deleted, that is strike through, and then the new words are inserted in place of that, that is underlined. No, 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 no. This is not applicable in a real website, but the main content or the main criteria is that suppose I'm giving you an example. You show me the errors first of all. That error will be showed by using the del. All right. So the next is a big, that makes the content as a big, that makes a font size as a big, that is a larger text. So the content of the big element is displayed one font size larger than the rest of the text surrounded at it as shown below. That is that big is used or displayed with the one font size larger. That is the if the normal size that is used is the 12. That means that will display in the 14, that is a one size larger than the normal text, then the rest of the text surrounded it as shown below. This is one of the example that is used. So there is a doc type HTML, then the HTML head will be used, then the title will be used, then the what is the title, that is a large text example, then the title will be closed, then the head will be closed and the body will be opened, then the p tag will be used, that is the following word uses a. So what is the following word uses a, that is a big, then the big will be used, that is the following word uses a big interface, then the p will be closed, then the body will be closed, HTML will be closed. So this is one of the example of the larger text, that is how to make the text font slightly 1 inch or 1 centimeter higher than the normal text, that is done by the larger text. This is one of the example outputs. The big is slightly higher, that the 1 point or 1 height higher than the normal text. The next is the smaller text, that makes the text or one size font smaller than the normal text, that is a smaller text. The content of the small element is displayed one font size smaller than the rest of the text surrounded it as shown below. That is the title, then the smaller text example, then the title will be closed, then the head will be closed, then the body will be opened, then p tag is used, that is the following word uses a, then the small tag will be used, and the word is the small, then interface. This will slightly slower or slightly lighter than the normal text. So this says the following word or the word uses a small typeface, that is slightly font, that is a 1 point lower than the normal text. Now if I want to execute these two text, take out this one, go to the notepad again, save the file as a larger dot either htm or html. The title that is given in the larger text example, this is given that is a larger text example, then the following word is same, that uses a big, that is a big means a big tag is used, and the word that is used is the big, then the closing big will be used. So this is the big word that is a slightly font higher than the normal text, that is a big interface, right? Now this is program is clear, I think. Now let's take another program, there is another one. So this is a smaller text example. Now I want to copy and the paste the same content. Again go to the notepad, put over here, right? If I want to save it, save as a smaller. This is the smaller.html. This says the following word uses the small. Now look, small interface, that means the slightly lighter, we can say the font size is slightly lower than the normal font, that is a small font is slightly lower than the normal font. This is the scenario that is used, this is the title that is used, that is a smaller text example, this is a smaller text example, then the body will be opened, the following word uses a, this is the same, the following word uses a, then after this there will be a small, that is a small tag is used, then the small word is used, and the closing of the small, then this will display in a small, then the typeface, that is a typeface is the same that is used with the p tag, that is a typeface. So this is a smaller tag that is used within the HTML. This produces the following a small interface output. Now next is grouping the content, that is how to make the grouping within the content, that is how to use the grouping, how to make the grouping within the content. So next is the grouping the content, that is how to group the content, that is a group tag will be div and the span elements or the text that allows you to group together several elements to create the section or the subsections of a page. So if I want to divide the page, that will be used, or that is if I want to divide the page into multiple parts, that is done by the div tag, and if I want to merge the page, that is done by the span element, that is done by the span tag. So there are two tags that is used, one is the div, one is the span, and div is used for the division, and the span is used for the merging. This is used for the group together several elements to create the section or the subsections of a page. For example, you might want to put up or put out all the footnote on a page within a div element to indicate that all of the elements within that div element relate to the footnote. That is, you will put out all the elements that will available on the footnote that is used for the tag that is used with the div tag. Now you might then attach a style to this div element so that they appear using a special set of the style rule. So whatever the style, whatever the content that will be used, that is used within the style tag, that is used with the help of the style tag, that is used with the help of div or the span tag. So that is run by the div or the span tag automatically. Now this is one of the example that is available. This is the doc type HTML, then there will be head, HTML, then head, then title. What is the title name? That is the div tag example. Then the title will be closed, then the head will be closed, then the body will be opened. Then take the div, that is the id equals to menu. That is this is displayed as a unique id. That is what's the id of the what's the unique number, or unique, we can say, the name that is given to the div, that is a menu. Then align equals to middle. That means the division that aligns automatically the text to the middle. That means it will be available in the center. Now this is a new tag that is used, that is the ahref, that is the anchor, anchor, ankle or anchor reference, that is the ahref. Then this is the path, this is the, we can say, the url that is given, that is how where we want to jump. So ahref is used to link the content. So this will link to the index.html, that is a home. Then ahref, that is about context us.html. So this is one page that is created. When you click on the contact button, that link will be available. You can jump to the next page. Like you see any website, when you click on the contact us, a new page will be opened. That new page will be available by the use of the ahref tag. So ahref tag is used to provide the linking. That page will be linked to the another page, that is a contact us page. And the ahref, this is about index.html. This talks about the about, right? So these are the three we can say the links that will be available, that is used within the HTML to move the cursor, to move the page from one part to the one web page to the another web page. So there are three links that is available, that is used with the home tag. One is the home tab, one is used with the contact, one is used with the about. Now let's see the we can say, let's see the output over here. So this is done within the div tag. So this is the division among the three links. One is a home, one is a contact, one is a about. Now another division will be taken, that is a div, then the id equals to content. So this is the id, that is a unique id. This is menu, this is content. You can give any name to the id, not an issue. Then align equals to left. In this, the alignment, that means the where the content is available, that is aligning the content, so that is available. So in this, the align equals to left, and the bg color equals to white. That's what's the bg color of this one division, that is the white automatically, or by default, or manually also. Then the h5, that is the level of heading will be used, that is the h5, that is slightly higher than the normal text. Then what's the topic, or what's the text that is written in the h5, that is the content articles, and the h5 will be closed. Then use the p, then actual content goes here, that is using the paragraph, that is actual content goes here. Then the div will be closed, body will be closed, html will be closed. So there are three parts, these are the three parts that will be used with the p tag. Now let's see the output. So let's stop. Let's discuss over here only. If I want to save the file, that is the name of given is a div, that is a div.html. Put on the desktop, save it. Now go to the desktop. This is div will be used. Now these are the three buttons that will be used, that will be available in the center, because we are giving in this one, that is a div tag, that is example. This is align equals to middle. So whatever the division that will be aligned, that will be aligned to the center. Now ahref equals to index.html, that is whatever the content that will be used, that is a home, that will go to the next page, because next page is not available over here only, that's why it is showing web page expires. In the same way, you can go to the contact us. If the file is available, you can go to the about. Then next that is used, that is a content article, that is will be used, that is a h5, that is a level of heading. Then the p, again the content goes here. That means a simple division will be used. There is no linking that is used with the ahref. So this is the example of the division, that is how to make the division. So this also gives a new concept, that is how to make the, or how to create the link within the web pages, that is run by the ahref. This is one of the example output of this one. Now the span element on the other hand can be used to group inline elements only, that is the inline elements will be used. So if you have a part of a sentence or the paragraph which you want to group together, you can use the span element as follows. This is one of the example of the span element. This is the example of span, style equals to color green, span tag, span will be closed. So whatever the content that will be used, that is the span tag that will be used within the span, and the span style equals to this one. Then again div tag that is used, that is a span, along with the css. The p will be closed, body will be closed, and the html will be closed. This is one of the example of the p tag that is used within the html. This is a span tag that is used to group the inline functions. So suppose I have to execute this command, put the control C, make the new file, put over here, simply save the file, then give the name as a span.html. Put on the desktop, go to the desktop. This is span.html. This is one of the example, that is a span tag will be used, and the div tag will be used. Now next is chapter number 6, that is HTML phrase tags. That is what are the various HTML phrase tags that is used within the HTML, that is the HTML phrases tags. So these tags are designed for a specific purposes, though they are displayed in the similar way as other basic tags. This is very similar to the basic tags, that is the b, I, u, pre, tt, but this is something extra that is known as the HTML phrase tag. This chapter will help you throughout the important phrase tags, that let's start seeing them one by one. One is emphasize text. So if I want to emphasize on the text, that is focus on the text, highlight the text, that is done by the em tag. This is the starting em, this is the closing em. The element is displayed as an emphasis or emphasize text. Then the first line is the doc type HTML. Then the HTML will be used, head will be used, then the title will be used. But the title, that is emphasize test example, then the title will be closed. Then the head will be closed, then the body will be starting. Then the p tag will be used, that is the following word uses the em emphasized closing of em typeface. Then the p will be closed, then the body will be closed, and the HTML will be closed. So within the p tag, within the paragraph tag, this is used, that is the emphasized word, that is emphasizes on this one. This will emphasize. This phrase tag, that is the emphasize tag, that is the em tag, is used to make the word attractive, to make the word make the focus on the word, to make the word emphasize, that is done by the em tag, right? That is the emphasize the text. This is em closing of em. Now suppose I take this one, if I take new one, this is the untitled, that is showing the emphasize. This is saved, emphasize.html. Now if I go to the desktop, this is one of the example. This is the title bar that is given, that is emphasize text example. Then following word uses a of the emphasize interface. So if you look on this page, this is a word that is emphasized word is a typically, or we can say the different word that looks different from the normal text. That is the emphasized text, that is the HTML phrase text that is available within the HTML. Now next is a marked text, that is used for the marking the text, that is used for the marking with the yellow ink. So that is marking the text or giving the foreground color, that is this is a mark example, giving the with not the foreground color, giving the background color as we use in the word processor, giving the background color, that is done by the mark tag, right? So I'm just coming within 2 minutes, then execute this code. So that is the next tag that is used, that is a mark tag. So anything that appears with the mark tag, that element is marked with the yellow ink, that is the foreground color or the background color that is used, that is done by the, or that is given by the marked tag. So this is one of the example, that is the document type is the HTML, then the HTML will be used, head will be used, title will be used. What's the name of the title, that is a mark text example. This is one of the title that is given. Then the head will be closed, then the body will be starting, then the p tag will be used for the paragraph. The following word has been marked, that is a mark will be highlighted with the yellow color, with the yellow. It's mandatory to it's highlighted with the yellow color, no other color will be used. You can change the attribute later after that when we study about the attribute, but till now studied about that, by default it will give the, it will display the background color as a yellow. Now let's execute this code again, that is the mark tag. Now if I want to save, this is save as, not saved. This is the emphasis, that is the wrongly name will be given as an emphasis, not an issue. This is again the next example, that is the following word has been marked with the yellow, that will be given, that is the following word, that means the following word means the marked word that will be marked as a yellow, that will appear in the yellow color. So this is the yellow color that will appear by default. Now the following word has been marked, that is the background color that will be available as a mark with the yellow, right? So this is the mark tag. Now next is the strong tag. So anything that appears within the strong tag element is displayed as an important tag. Suppose I want to give the any information, any text, any word that is an important word, that is done or that is represented by the strong tag. So whatever the content, whatever the text, whatever the word I'm giving in the strong tag, that will display or that will help or that will make the word as a important. So anything that appears within the strong element is displayed as the important text. So this is the doc type HTML. Then the HTML will be used, then the head will be used, then the title, that is a strong text example, then the title will be closed, then the head will be closed, then the body will be starting, then the p tag will be used. The following word uses a, this is the next line, the following word uses a strong strong type interface. So this is a strong, that it means it is highlighting the text. So it is just similar to the bold text, that means thickness will be high, that means the focus on that word. In the same way, there will be a strong tag that will be used to make the text, to make the word as an important word. So anything that is displayed within the strong tag element is displayed as the important text. Now this is one of the example, this is the output of this example, that is a strong interface. Now next is the text abbreviation. So you can abbreviate a text by putting it inside the opening tag, that is the ABBR, and the closing tag, that is the ABBR closing. If present, the title attribute must contain this full description and nothing else. So if present, that will be available in the full description, nothing else. Now this is given that the my best friend name is abbreviation, that means the small part that is used, that the title equals to Abhishek. So what's the title of this one, that is the Abhishek. Then the what's the nickname that will be available, that is the Abhi. So if I want to give the any abbreviation, for example, I want to display as a and as a ampersand sign, or the no as a no, number as a no. So that will, abbreviation will be used within the ABBR tag. This is one of the best example. My best friend name is, what is the abbreviation? Yes, Joseph, tell me. Hello, tell me, Joseph. Yes, Joseph, tell me. marked. Yes, yes. Which syntax is used for marking the text? This syntax is used. This is the syntax. This is the tag that is used. Mark tag. No, no, no. This word will be marked. Whatever the word that I am giving in the opening and the closing tag, that will be marked out. That will be filled with the yellow color. Yeah, it is common by default yellow color. All right. So this is the abbreviation example. That is my best friend name is the ABBR. That is the abbreviation. Title is Abhishek, and the word that is Abhi. So my best friend name is Abhi. That is displayed with the help of the ABBR. Now, if I want to execute this code, this will display the output as my abbreviation. My best friend name is the ABHY. That is Abhi. Now, suppose I want to execute this code. I have to save this file with the ABBR .html, put on the desktop. Now go to the desktop, take out the file. My best friend name is Abhi. Why? Because I'm giving the title in the abbreviation, that is Abhi. That is the Abhi word will be displayed in the place of the Abhishek. Right. This is the abbreviation tool. This is the abbreviation tag that is used within the HTML to use the abbreviation to use the short terms. Now, next is the acronym element. That is how to use the acronym element, how to make the difference between the synonym and the acronyms. So the acronym element, that is acronym tag, allows you to indicate that the text between acronym and closing acronym and the opening acronym, that is an acronym. So at present, the major browsers do not change the appearance of the content of the acronym element. That is the major browser, or the uh, there are multiple browsers that does not change the appearance of the content of the acronym element, but some changes it. This will change. No, this will not change. That is not your we can say the relevant tag that is used. That is acronym tag. Now next is the text direction. That is we are giving the text direction, whatever the text direction that we are using for, by which the text will display. So one is the BDO, that is a bidirectional override, and it is used to override the current text direction. So if I want to override the current text direction, that is done by the BDO, that is a bidirectional override. So the first line of the example is the doc type HTML, then the HTML will be used, then the head will be used. Then the title, then that gives us a text direction example, then the title will be closed, then the head will be closed. So that is the title tag that is used, that will display in the title. Then the head will be closed and the body will be open. The body tag will be open, then the P will be used, that is the paragraph tag will be used. This says this text will go left to the right, because I am giving from the direction, that is a bidirectional operator, that is the left to the right. So this text will go from the left to the right. Then the P tag will be used, then use the BDO, that is a bidirectional override. Now text will go from the right to the left. That means there are two tags that is used. One is from the left to the right, one is from the right to the left. In the BD, or that is a bidirectional override, so this text will grow from the left to the right to the left. This is the output that will show, that will show from the left to the right, sorry, right to the left. So this is first of all full stop, then T, then F, then E, then L, then O, T. One H is missing, I think. Yes, this is ORGS, OGI, then liu, then text, then this will display like this one. Now let's execute this one on this tag. This will go from the left to the right. This is from the right to the left. That is a reverse direction. That is a bidirectional override. Right. Now next is the special terms that is used. That is, what are the various special terms that is used within the HTML that is defined by the DFN. So one is the tag that is used, that is the DFN that is used within the HTML. So let's take a break right now because this is too much. Now in after the break I'm going to start with the special terms. So let's take a break right now. Now come back from the break. Now let's start the session again. Now next term or the next topic is a special terms that is used with the HTML define, that is used with the HTML definition elements. That is a special term that is defined within the HTML, that is a DFN, then DFN, that is the opening and the closing, that is HTML definition element that allows you to specify that you are introducing a special terms. Its usage is similar to the italic words in the midst of the paragraph. That is, whatever the definition, whatever the special term that you are giving, that you want to apply, that you want to give the in the expression, that is defined by the DFN. And typically you would use the DFN element the first time you introduce a key term. And most of the recent browsers render the content of an DFN element in an italic font. So most of the browser makes the DFN content in an italic form, that makes the content in an italic form, that is done by the italic. This is one of the example, that is the doc type HTML, that is the document type is the HTML. Then the HTML will be used, head will be used, title will be used. In the title it is given as a special terms example. Then the title will be closed, then the head will be closed, body will be opened, then the p tag will be used, and under the p tag it is mentioned that the following word is a DFN special DFN closed, then the term, then the p will be closed. So the following word is a DFN, and the word that is introduced, that is a special term that is used, that is a special, then the term. So this is the output that shows the following word is a special term. So what is a special? That is expressed in the italic form. This is nothing but to, we can say, highlight the word. There are multiple options, multiple criteria by which we can highlight the word, either the background color, either the mark text, either anything. So this is another special term that is used. Next is quoting the text. Now this is one of the important. So when you quote a passage from another source, you should put a quote text, you should put a quote attribute, you should put a within the black quote tags. So when you quote a passage from another source, you should put it in a between black quote open, black quote close. So this is the opening black quote, this is the closing black quote tags. And the text inside the black quote element is usually identified or identified from the left and the right edges of the surrounding text, and sometimes use an italicized font. So this is sometimes used as an italicized font. The black quote is used for identifying the element from the left and the right edges. Now suppose this is given the HTML, then the head, then the title, then the black quote example title, then the body will be used, then the p tag will be used. Under the p tag it is mentioned the following description of the XHTML is taken from the W3 school website. So the following expression or following description is taken from the W3 school website, then the p will be closed. Then in the black quote it is available XHTML 1.0 is the W3 first recommendation for the XHTML, following on earlier work, and so on, black quote will be closed. Now this is exactly the same. The right edge is also same. This is the right edge, and the left edge is also same. That is recommend as a black quote. That is a black quote is used. Now if I want to execute this code, now if I want to save this file, this is black quote dot html, put on the desktop, save. Now go to the desktop, open with the black quote. This is the black quote, this is the output that is given. This is exactly in the same line, that is XML1 is the W3 first recommendation that is used with the HTML. So this is the example of the black quote. Now next is the short quotation. So if I want to give the short quotation, that will be available within the Q tag, that will be used within the Q tag. So next is the short quotation that is used, that is a how to express in the short quotation, that is the next part. So this short quotation that is expressed with the Q element, that is a Q element, that is a Q part will be used, that is a Q element is used when you want to add a double quotes within the sentence. So if I want to add a double quotes within the sentence, I want to design a double quotes, express a double quotes on a sentence, on a paragraph, that will be expressed as a Q element. So this is the HTML, then head, then title. This is the example of the, this is the double quote example. Then the title will be closed, then the head will be closed, then the body will be opened, then the P, that is the P means a paragraph will be used. So Amit is in the Spain, quote, I think I am wrong. Then the quote will be closed, P will be closed. That will be available in the double quotes, that is the Amit is in the Spain. I think I am wrong. No, Amit is not in the Spain. That is done by the double quote, that will be available, that is done by the Q tag. Now execute this code, that is a Q that is used for the quotation. This is the quotation, that is the title that is given, that is a double. So this is the one of the example, that is a double quotation mark, that is a double quotation example, right? This is the head, then title is given, then the body, then Amit is in the Spain. Quote, that is it is used within the double quote, that is I think I am wrong. That is I think I am wrong is available within the quote, that is available within the Q, that is I think I am wrong, right? This is a quotation that will be used. So whenever I want to apply within the double quote, that is done with the help of the Q. Now next is the text citation. So you can also apply the text citation that will be used within the within the HTML tag. So if you are quoting a text, you can indicate the source, placing it before an opening site tag and the closing site tag. So the site tag will be used to make the site to make the text citations. So as you would expect in the public print publication, the concept of the site elements is rendered in italic text by the default. Now this is the doc type HTML, then the head, then the title, then the citations example. Then the title will be closed, then the head will be closed, body will be opened, then the P will be opened. This is HTML, or this HTML tutorial is derived from the site W3 standard for HTML. That is, you have to apply the text citations with the use of the site text. So this HTML tutorial is derived from the site, that is a W3 standards for the HTML. Then the site will be closed, P will be closed, body will be closed, HTML will be closed. So this will be closed by the use of the P tag, by the use of the body tag, by the use of the HTML tag. So this is one of the example that shows that this is the result, that is a site, that is W3 standard for the HTML. This is the available, that is W3 standard for the HTML. Now if I want to execute this code, you have to press the Control C, go to this one, click on new file, click on this one. If I want to save, that is citation.html. This is citation.html. This is citation example. This is HTML tutorial. This is given. This HTML tutorial is derived from the W3 standard for HTML. So this is W3 standard for HTML will be available within the text citation, right? Now next is the computer code, that is we can also place the computer code, that is for example if there is a coding part of the C or the C++, if there is any coding part, that will be available within the code text or the code tag. So that tag is used to make the coding, that the text is used to make the coding on the web page. So if I want to display the coding on the web page, that can be placed under the code tag. So this code tag will be used to make the computer code. So any programming code to appear on a web page should be placed inside the code, opening code and the closing code tags. Usually the content of the code element is presented in a monospace font. That is a usually or generally the code element, whatever the code element, whatever the code that you're giving, that will be presented in a monospace font. That is the same font will be applied to the all the coding part, just like the code in the most programming books. This is one of the example. This is the doc type HTML, then the HTML tag, then the head tag, then the title tag, that is a computer code example. Then the head will be closed, body will be open, T, regular text, code, this is code, code will be closed, regular text, then the P will be closed. Then the body will be closed and the HTML will be closed. This is the document type example that is used with the HTML. So this will display, that is a regular text, then this is the code that is displayed within the code, then the regular text. You see the difference between the regular text and this is the code. This is code is available within the monospace, that is the same size font that will be available within the code tag. Now next is the keyboard text, that is how to make the keyboard text, that is used with the help of the KBD, we can say KBD element. Now next is programming variable, programming output, address type. These are the three tags that is left in this chapter. Next is meta tags. So this keyboard text is used to make the Otella reader to enter some text. That is, you can use the KBD. So you can use the KBD tag element to indicate what should you be typed in this example. So this is example, that is a regular text, that is this is inside the KBD element. So this is given as a in the KBD tag, that is this is the element, this is inside the KBD element. This will produce the output, that is this is inside the KBD element. Now next is the programming variable. So you can put the programming variable, you can also make the programming variable, you can also use the programming variable within the HTML. So this element is used, or this tag is used in conjunction with the pre and the code element to indicate that the content of that element is a variable. So you should indicate that the content of that element is a element that is used with the element that is used with the content of the element, that is explained with the help of the pre and the code element, that is used to define the programming variable. So this element is usually used in connection with the pre and the code element to indicate that the content of that element is a variable. This is one of the example, that is the doc type HTML, then HTML head title. So this is the starting phase, that is the HTML, then the head will be used, then the title tag will be used that contains variable test example or variable text example that is available within the title tag, then the title will be closed, then the head will be closed, then the body will be started. The body will be started over here, then the P tag will be used, that is the paragraph tag will be used, then the code, that is a code element, we can say the code tag will be used, that contains document.write variable username. That means if I want to write as it is, either we can use the pre tag, either we can use the code tag. So whatever we are giving in the code tag, that will display as it is, that is exactly the same as we use in the pre tag, right? So this is document.write variable username where close, then the code will be used. This will produce the output, that is a document.write username. So this is the programming variable that is used within the pre and the code tag. Now next is the program output. So the SAMP, that is a sample element, is used that produce the sample output from a program and the script example. This will print as a script. This will print as a data that will be used in the subscript that will be used in the programming language. So if I want to display the program output, that will be used or that will be displayed with the use of the SAMP, that is will be used with the use of the SAMP, that is a sample. This is the example. First of all, that doc type will be used, that is the doc type will be displayed with the help of the example, that is the doc type.html, or doc type is the HTML, then the HTML will be used. Then within the HTML, the next part is the head, that is the head tag will be used. Then title will be used to show the title, that is what is the title over here. Then the head will be closed. After the head will be closed, the body will be started, that is the body will be started. That shows that the result produced by the program is sample. So whatever the result that is produced, that is a sample. What is a sample? That is a hello world. Then the sample will be closed and the p will be closed. Then the body tag will be closed and the HTML will be closed. Then the next part that is available is the this is the output that shows result produced by the program is a hello world. So whatever the result that is produced by the program is a hello world. So that is available within the code. This is the program output that will be available. Now execute this program. Simply copy the program and go to the notepad, paste in the notepad, then execute the program. The same that we have done in the few programs. So I have copied this one, then go to the notepad, press the new, use the control V, then save on it or save it, then use the what is the name of this one, that is the result, that is this one, head title body, that is a p output, that is the p out dot html, put on that desktop. Now this is p out dot html. So this will produce as a result produced by the program is sample is the hello words. So this is simply the phrase tag that will be used to focus on the tags. I think you think that all the programs are, all the elements are the same. Yes, all the elements are exactly or not the exactly, but we can say that somehow they are same. Next is the address text, that is how to use the address text, or what is the address text. So the address text element is used to contain any address. Suppose I want to display any address, that is a large text box will be used to show the address that will be displayed with the help of the address text. This is the doc type HTML, then the HTML will be used, head will be used, then the title, address example, then the title will be closed. Then the head will be closed, then the body, then the address. What's the address? That is 388A, road number 22, Jubilee Hills, Hyderabad. Then the head address will be closed. Then the body will be closed, HTML will be closed. This is the address text that will be used within the HTML that shows how to display the address that is contained, any address that you want, that is a correspondence address, organization address, any address. This will produce the following result, that is a 388A, road number 22, Jubilee Hills, Hyderabad. Now we have wind up about this chapter also. Suppose I want to execute this code, go to the new, press over here, save this file as an address. Now put on the desktop. This is address.html. This is the address that is given, that is 3888 road number 22, Jubilee Hills, Hyderabad. This is available within the paragraph. Right. So this is the address bar that is available within the paragraph, that is address that is given. Right. Now next is, I think this chapter is over. Yes. Now that's all for today's session. In the next session, that is in the tomorrow's class, I'm going to start with the new topic. What's the new topic? That is the chapter number 7, that is the HTML meta tags. Right. So if there is any doubts, any suggestions, you can ask the doubts from me. So that's all, and bye bye everyone. And in the tomorrow's class, we will take your next chapter, that is chapter number 7, that is the HTML meta tags. So thanks a lot everyone. Bye bye.